stayed. He's one of our own. He's one of our own. He's one of our own. He stayed. He's one of our own. Oh my word.
And obviously Reece James right back, and then Caicedo in the midfield.
Yeah, it ain't about that. Like, and when these players are bonded, the thing I learned for today, we could have won 4 or 5-0. Colwell was absolutely disgraceful today.
Sorry, I've had to get involved here. What are you saying?
You know what I want to ask you? Where's he going to get changed at the training ground? I'm deadly serious. Where are these people? If you've got 40 players, how are they all in one dressing room? How are you putting a training session on?
Let's be honest there. Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Yosef's Chelsea Blues. Hope you guys are all doing well. This is the day after Bayern Munich 3, Chelsea 1. I've only gone and got Siwan with me, as he was here for the preview as well. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'll put a camera on, but yeah, doing all right, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing you watched the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to get into all the details today in this video, as this is the day after. I did give a quick brief fan cam yesterday, but we're going to go into more detail today. But before we do, make sure you smash the likes, smash the subscribe button if you're new, turn that bell notification on so you don't miss any great upcoming content. Make sure you follow socials on TikTok, Instagram, and X. Yosef Chelsea Blues on all, and make sure you follow Yosef Chelsea Blues Shorts on TikTok as well. That's my new Shorts account for the TikTok. So make sure you're here for the watch along later on for Newcastle, Barca, and Man City, Napoli. That's going to be a great watch along. But before we get into that, because I'm going to say that near the end as well, let's get into what happened yesterday. Bayern Munich 3, Chelsea 1. I mean,
first of all, I'd like to
you
say,
weren't on the watch along, but yeah, go on.
No, can I just say something real quick? Yeah, I just want to say, like, you make thank you for having me on again, and I respect everything that you do. So everyone subscribe to Yosef on everything.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. Now we're gonna get into what happened yesterday, because this was Chelsea's, you could say, biggest game in about a couple of years, apart from all the finals we've been in. We haven't been in the Champions League since 2023.
Maybe aside from the Club World Cup, I would say.
Yeah, we haven't been in the Champions League since 2023. That's nearly 2 years now. Basically 2 years.
And that was just that was just a knockout phase as well. So we're speaking
exactly.
It was a season. It was 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, we got knocked out to Real Madrid. Yeah, we all remember that. But what was your main thing about yesterday? Because mine was, we were poor defensively, and I'll be honest, the referee screwed us a little bit.
We'll speak.
So what was your
we'll
opinion
come back
about yesterday?
Later on, because there is two things I want to speak about the referee that could have changed the match. But first of all, defensively, not good enough. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, not good enough from many of them.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, you know what? Yeah,
he was.
Let's actually let's actually start with the lineup.
Yeah, should we do player ratings as well on this street on this day after?
Yes, we will.
Let's do player ratings.
I'm going to get the lineup up now. We're going to go player by player, position by position. So we're going to obviously start off with Robert Sanchez in goal. What do you think, mate?
Yeah, I'm gonna do. I'll do ratings. Which I don't know if you normally do ratings on the day after.
Yeah,
but
talk about their performance. Yeah, so talk about their performance as a whole, and then give the rating after, and then we'll move on to the next player.
Actually, because usually you do it the other way around. So I would say, first of all, for Robert Sanchez, right? Look, you conceded 3 goals, so I can't really give you, 7, 8 or anything like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, what did he do wrong? He didn't misplace the pace. Kicking was good. His positioning was good. I mean,
he literally did nothing wrong. I don't blame any of the goals on him.
Yeah, but you still conceded 3 goals, so I can't really, it's not like I could give you a 9 or something.
Yeah, obviously not. So but
I'll give him a 6 because he was good, but
yeah,
when you concede 3 goals, you can't go much higher, to be honest.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm going with a 6 as well. Like, literally, apart from conceding 3 goals, he saved us a lot. Let's be honest here.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for him, Bayern Munich would have battered us. So we've got to give Sanchez his props there. Now, moving on.
Okay, they would have scored. It would have been about 6 if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on to Cucurella. What do you reckon?
Well, I would say he was the best out of the 4 defenders. The four. But even he got skinned by Olise a few times. I mean, in fact, the goal, the first goal, right? He wasn't even at left back. It was a João Pedro was at left back for the first goal.
Yeah.
What? What?
I think it's because he was. I think it's because he was inverting in midfield and then he forgot to track back. That's what it was.
No, but it was from a set piece though, so like it's not the. It's maybe a different.
No, I think the first goal. I think I think Bayern intentionally hit the ref, and then they gave a drop ball, and then that's what happened. I think.
Yeah, but it was from a set piece though. That's another thing.
What drop balls count as a set piece now?
No, but it came from a free kick, didn't it? The hitting the ref.
Oh well, that free kick was never a free kick anyway.
But
Caicedo won the ball.
It wasn't this. It's not the exact same. Like it wasn't. It's not the same as happening in open place. Like. That's probably the only explanation I have. I would say, I think he will get. I give him a 4. He wasn't terrible, below average, but I wouldn't say, did get skinned a few times by Olise. Yeah, 4. I think is fair enough.
I'll give him a 5. Yeah. Right. Now, we'll go to tossing.
Absolutely terrible.
You can technically say that, but you could technically say that for both centre backs, sort of.
We'll get to the other guy in a sec. Don't worry. We'll get to his partners in defense soon. Don't worry about that.
I'll give tossing a 3. Just any below 5 would be fine. Chalobah
1. Nothing else. Scored an own goal. I mean, yes, you could say it was a nasty deflection, but he scored an own goal.
You know what? I'm not blaming the own goal solely on him. It hit off his shin. I'm not blaming him.
Yeah, but he also. he was also lost during the match as well, like same as Tosin.
Yeah, and anything below 5, we'll go 2. Gusto. Now, this is a difficult one because up until Bayern's 3rd goal, where he lost the ball,
I
don't think he did bad.
It wasn't even that. No, he didn't lose the ball. He passed it straight to them. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, he lost the ball there. That's basically what.
But okay, cool, right? Because I usually attribute that to like when you get tackled and stuff. But he passed it to them, so I'm gonna go. But I don't think he was. But I think that mistake alone, because that killed the game. Yes, Bayern were the ascendancy, but 2-1. You know, like 2-1. Like, you know, you're still in the game. Even like, you know, it will be a case of getting past those few minutes, and then maybe the game would have been different after that. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give him a 3.
I was gonna give him a 5.
No.
Now we'll go on to Reece James. Now, before we talk about his performance, I want to ask this question.
Yeah.
Did you understand when he was subbed off?
Well, I didn't understand why he was playing in midfield. I know it was the same setup against PSG, but the moment I saw Gusto at right back and him at midfield, I was thinking, oh no.
Like, when he got subbed off, I was like,
I mean, yeah.
What?
By the way, yeah,
what I would have done is, we'll talk about when Esteval came on in a bit, but if you guys look at the lineup now that I've got on screen, imagine Reece James didn't come off, Gusto went off, you put Reece James back where Gusto is.
Yep, exactly.
You put Enzo where Reece James was, and then you put Esteval where Enzo Fernandez just was, and then maybe you switch Cole Palmer and Esteval there.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been what I would have done. But Maresca says to take Reece James off. But
I would have started Reece James at right back, because I think this is the game where you have a type of game where you have to play your best team as well. Like, we'll speak about the manager later on, but this manager rotated basically the entire team, and then against Brentford just to not win that game, and then he rotated them for this game just to lose as well.
Yeah. What do you reckon of Reece James's performance?
That's what pissed me off the most. For Reece James, I'll give him. I mean, he was all right. I'll give him a 5. Not the best.
Yeah, I completely agree. 5. Caicedo. Now, like I said in a video before, this guy's Mr. Consistent, isn't he? He never puts in a bad performance.
I'll give him a 5 again, because what are you doing for that penalty? Lungy in. Like, you know he's gone, right? Let him. Like, that's the situation where you just let him go. I know he's probably this Harry Kane. He's probably going to score that, but at the very least, it's like the goalkeeper has a better chance of saving that than he would if it was a penalty. And you might have another defender coming in and blocking a shot or something. Like, I don't know what you were doing for that, but right after that, like, he was the one that started the counter attack for the goal as well. Like, how the way I think he skinned a player, made a brilliant pass to. Well, it was a 5-yard pass, but the skill he showed to skate, but also that was right after the penalty. You could see to go 2-0 down, like to be able to come back and do that. I think that was brilliant. That was brilliant from him as well. So I'd give him a 6. With everything concerned, everything like concerned in consideration. Like
I'll give him a 6 as well. Yeah. Now we'll go Enzo Fernandez. What do you reckon of Enzo's performance?
Not good. Misplaced passes constantly, same as he has been this whole season. I'd give him a 4.
I'll give him a 5. Mid. Because he was trying to like press and make something has happened. But
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Pedro Neto.
I think the thing is, right, I wouldn't say he was good. I would just say this right now. I'd give him a 6 because he wasn't good, but he wasn't terrible. Like, we'll speak about the player that came on in his, that I think we'll speak about the player that came on for him in a sec, because I think that player absolutely showed levels to Pedro Neto tonight. But Neto wasn't good. I'd give him a. Actually, I'll do. I think this is the first time we'll do a decimal rating. I'm gonna bump it down to a 5.5 this time.
I was gonna give him a 5. Straight up. Cole Palmer. Now, I mean,
9.
He scored the only goal. Yeah.
Scored the only goal. Was unfortunate to have another goal ruled out for offside. And here's the thing, right? I would have been happy like with the other goal, even if it finished 3-2, because in the new format, right, goal difference matters a lot. So like that goal could have been the difference, in terms of getting top 8, top 24, whatever, and not doing it. And I think, and I was bummed that was offside. I will say going forward, I took a look at it. I think you need 4 wins roughly to get top 24, 6 to get top 8. So we've 5 wins might cut it for top 8. 4 wins definitely wouldn't. So we're looking at, you have to win at least. We have to win like a majority of the other games now. Like there's
definitely
no way around it. I do think we will finish in the playoffs though, like genuinely.
Yeah, fair enough. I was gonna give Cole Palmer an 8. He was basically one of our only threats in the game yesterday. Well, finally from the starting 11, João Pedro. What do you reckon?
Didn't do much, but he also couldn't really do much because from what I've seen, right, and some people may disagree with it, from what I've seen, he didn't really get many opportunities for me. I'd say he did okay for what he was given. I mean, there was one time in the first half at 2-1, I said, when Palmer went, he was clear through. I think this was right before halftime. He had 2 players on the right. He had Neto on the left, who he eventually not only passed to, but it was a terrible pass and it nearly went out. But then you had Neto on the other side. You had, I don't know who the other player was, but there was another player on the other side as well. And obviously, you should have passed there. Like, so on that bit, like that kind of summed up João Pedro this last night. So I'd give him a 6.5. Didn't really have much, but he did okay with what he was given.
Yeah, now we're going to go with our 3 only substitutes that were brought on. Andre Santos will go first.
Start him the next match. Easy.
He was good, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's why I said start him against United.
Yeah, very good.
I'd say
I was going to go 7.
I'd give him a 7.
Yeah, completely agree. Esteval.
He should have come on much earlier. Like he should have come on when I think he should have come on. I think when Garnacho came on, when Garnacho and Santos came on, maybe even before that. In essence, like you could have even put him on at half time. If I'm being honest, you could have taken Enzo off, put Palmer in the cam, and then Esteval on the right wing at half time.
Yeah.
I would say for him, but he did very well. I'd say again a 7.
Yeah, completely agree. I was going to go 7 as well. If he stayed on for longer, it probably would have been an 8 or a 9 if he impacted the game. And finally, Alejandro Garnacho. What do you reckon?
Not finally, because there's one more guy that we have to rate after that.
There's Maresca, but the final sub. What do you reckon of Garnacho?
It's a tough one because I think he did very well. Like he played the ball very well. He didn't score. He didn't get a shot or anything, but he was getting to good positions, made good passes. I think towards the end, right? I think he was doing very, especially after he came on. Him and Esteval came on, right? Bayern were just trying to hold on. Well, I know it was 2-goal lead, but they were just sitting back. And that, I think Kim, who came on at halftime, he was like, I think without him, you say without Sanchez, it would have been 5 or 6, right? Without him, they would have conceded about 3 goals. Because he was the one because he stopped like cross after cross after cross. And some of them probably would have fell to Garnacho. One of them would have fell to Garnacho towards the end. I would say Garnacho, he'd get 7.5. 7.5%. I'll be, yeah. I was thinking, should I go generous? Nah, 7.5.
Yeah, I was going to go a 7. Yeah, I liked what I saw from Garnacho yesterday when he came on. And would you start him against United?
It's a tough question because that game against United is going to be it's going to mean a lot more for him as well, right? Like I've always said, I'm not really a fan of starting him anyways because he's one that I've always said is going to be very good off the bench. Because he did this at United as well, and then when he started the games, he didn't show the same as well. But not only that, against United, right? Because it means so much for him. He's like, that's the type of game where I could see him going because he wants to score so badly, so he's probably going to take so many shots and be greedy as well, in that sort of fixture. So again, right, based on that, we need I don't want individuals playing for this team. So I despite how well he's played, I would bench him. But against Brighton, we can consider it. Oh, let's put it that way. We can consider it against Brighton, but against United, this is not the opponent where you want for him. So definitely, you don't want him to be greedy for him. Which is probably going to be if he was to start. But that being said, that doesn't mean I'm saying start Neto. No, I would still start. I would actually start Santos at cam, and then and then I would put. I mean, we could go. The debate is: do you want to go with would you go Palmer at left wing?
It's not ideal. It's not ideal. He can play there, but I think what we can do is like. But so what you're thinking is like, let's say we're saying the midfield and like attack now against United. Are you still having? You're still having Enzo and Caicedo as the two behind Santos, right?
Hold on. Because I was gonna go right, João Pedro up top, Esteval right wing, and then we could have Palmer left wing, and then Santos at cam. In that case, it would be, in that case it would be Enzo and Caicedo. But at the very least, it's like you're not having Enzo with a 10. I know he hasn't been great, but at least play him in his position. You could even have
because people would say switch Enzo and Santos, put Santos next to Caicedo, because Santos is a similar because Santos is a very similar player to Enzo, very similar, because we have Caicedo and Asugo as similar players, and then we've got Enzo and Santos.
No, that would work. But my question is more like, who would you play at left wing as well?
You could, I was going to say Gittins, but he hasn't really impressed.
So based on that, it will have to be Neto again.
Some people would say Garnacho. Some people would say Gittins. Some people would say Neto. I'd still go Neto.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But if Neto has a bad game again, there's questions. There is questions. And then probably maybe Gittins will play left wing against Brighton. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But let's get on to
I'd be open because you got Benfica right after. Because the question is, right, who would you play? Like, would you rather play your best 11 against Benfica or against Liverpool?
Yeah, completely agree. Like,
because one is against a title rival.
Well,
that's the biggest dilemma the manager's going to have now, because one is a title rival, and one is against and one is now whatever you want to get in top 8. Benfica now is a must win.
Yeah, like some players are going to have to play. Some of the players are going to have to play both games.
I'd say it's going to have to now.
Yeah,
but then again, if you play both games, do you also play them against Brighton? That's the next question. Probably not.
Well, we'll have to see how we manage that. But yeah, now let's get on to Maresca.
Yeah, I think if Maresca manages that, right, I think what he has done in yesterday and against Brentford, that will be he gets let off for that. If he's able to manage those 3 games very well, I think some people can. I think many fans could let him off for that.
Yeah, what do you think of Maresca now? Yesterday, of how he handled it.
I think the tactics were fine for me, right? I mean, it was good until they could see the first goal. It was still good for a long portion after that. But the reason I would say Bayern got their ascendancy is because they made the sub. They made a sub right on halftime, and they made one, I think, shortly after halftime, like the 50s or something. Let me check the minutes of the subs.
Actually, I can check for you
this
now.
manager made the first sub after you go 3-1 down, and that's the question. That's the part I have a question. I question him for, because if you had made that earlier, that would have likely been a very different game. So looking at this, yeah. So he made a sub on the 46th minute. He took out Jonathan Tah for Kimmich.
Yeah.
Then he put on Sasha Bowie. Now that one was injuries. So that's an exception. That was an injury sub, right?
Then he made another one. He put Leon Goretzka on.
Yeah, no, that was after the goal as well. But I mean, it was really after, like, if you look at the sustained possession, it was really a little after their goal that it wasn't really until after Santos and Garnacho came on that that was when the momentum of the match flipped again. Yes, we didn't score, but that was when these guys were in the ascendancy.
Yeah.
And my thing is, if you had done that earlier, yes, 2-1 is still different to 3-1. So you can't really. I'm not going to say we would have scored or anything, or even the result would have changed or anything like that. But at least it would have been a different match. It would have been tougher for Bayern. Let's just put it that way. If you had made the changes earlier, say like in the, you can make it after halftime. Say in the 55th minute or something. If you made those changes then, it would have changed everything.
Yeah,
halftime,
definitely.
10 minutes in the second half, something like that. So I would give. I mean, the substitutions is really the only thing that let him down. I'd give him a 6. The subs were, well, the players that came on were correct. Not the players that came up that went off. You should have brought. It should have been It should have been Gusto coming off instead of Reece James. But aside from that, there wasn't really much wrong. And also the time, and also again the timing of the subs as well. That was off. So again, I'd give him a 6.
Yeah, 6 for me as well. Now, you were going to speak about the ref.
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
I'm not going to give him a rating. He wasn't the reason for. Well, I say he wasn't the reason for the result, but the things that he did, let's just say the things he did would have definitely affected the result. Yeah. You could speak about the free kick not being a free kick. I didn't see the. I need to see the foul back again. I didn't see it the first time. I didn't get to see what happened on that foul. But what I think definitely would have. Well, the two things that you could say is one is the drop ball. I think because you can tell that they did it intentionally, right? And I don't know if maybe I think by the letter of the law that he has to give a drop ball, but this is one where it's like, this is the one that you could really speak about the referee for, but this is one where, it really I would have given a free kick again. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I would have done that as well. I would never have given a drop ball there. Definitely not. Yeah,
well, I thought,
yeah.
But I think the foul for the free kick, you could say it wasn't a foul. Fair enough, right? But the one that can be questioned was in the build up to the goal, right, that we scored. I think João Pedro got elbowed in the face by Jonathan Tah, right? He got yellow. That should have been a red. And that would have changed the game. Remember when I said when Kim Min-jae, he came on and and he cleared so many headers and stuff, right? If that was a red, he wouldn't have been able to come on. Or if he was to come on, he'd have come on for another guy and it will still been 10 men. And that would have changed the game as well. So I don't want to say that he was the reason, but he did you could say he played a part in it because in one decision, but at the same time, the defense still holds like 80% of the blame. Like the referee can hold maybe about 5%, 10 or something.
Yeah,
the defense still has to hold about 90 or 95%.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we've spoken about everything, don't you think?
Yeah, I would also like to say as well, fair play to everyone who went out there as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jacob is currently still out there, I think. I mean, I think he's getting a flight back today. And then I think he'll be back for probably, I mean, we'll see when the preview for Man United drops. Probably most likely tomorrow. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this was but also fair play to everyone. I know Catherine Lewis went there as well. Fair play to everyone who went.
Obviously, Alex was there as well, and yeah, there was a lot of.
Yeah, everyone, I mean, like if you go away, like regardless of who you support, like if you go away from home, got a lot of respect, especially on the European away day. Like you have to respect that because the time and money that you spend into it, like people have to take time off work to go there.
Yep.
If you think about it, right? Because you're not flying off like right before the game. You have to fly off the day before or something. And you probably gonna have to come back the day after. That's 3 days of work. The amount of money you spend on hotels, flights, match tickets, food, all that stuff. Like, it's basically going on holiday with a match in between. But so like the sacrifices people make, like I got a lot of respect for that.
Yeah, same. I mean, that is going to be it. Thank you very much for joining me, Suan, on this the day after video for Bayern Munich 3, Chelsea 1. It's been a pleasure, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to be it. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you smash the like, smash the subscribe button if you're new around here. Turn that bell notification on so you don't miss any great upcoming content. Make sure you follow the socials on TikTok, Instagram, and X. Yosef Chelsea Blues on all. Yosef Chelsea Blues Shorts. That's another new TikTok account that I've made for the shorts strictly only. And I'll see you guys for the watch along for Newcastle, Barca, and Man City, Napoli later on today, or maybe the preview for Man United, Chelsea. We'll see what happens. In a bit, up Chelsea, and we're out.